Well guys, this is the setup of the oranges that you see with the white bowl that I will be painting. So, and these are the supplies that are needed. Alizarine Red, Cad Yellow, Ultramarine Blue, Titanium White, Ivory Black, Liquin, number 2 flat bristle brush, number 10 flat bristle brush, a detail brush, and a palette knife. So this is watercolor paper that I had gessoed with acrylic gray, and the color that I'm using is mixed with Cad Yellow with a little bit of alizarin and titanium white. And what I am doing is just blocking in the main shapes. So with this project I decided to start with the background. So I am just staining the main parts of the background with the colors, and eventually I will come back and just sketch the image on top of what I have. Okay, and the feeling that I will have on this painting is more or less like alla prima. So okay, and as you can see, I added titanium white along with the color that I had, and I'm adding the lighter parts of the foreground. Please keep in mind that I'm not blocking all the colors, and also with a little bit of ultramarine blue I am just creating some sort of a stain because the cloth that I'm painting on is white. Sometimes blue goes really well with white. Okay, so let's see, with a little bit of ivory black I am going to put some dark tones in the back just to help with perspective. You know, I want to push things back a little bit, and it's always a good idea to you know, play around with your value, your colors. So I'm going with you know, ultramarine blue. Now with my sketching I decided to use a number 2 brush, and with this I am using titanium white, just drawing the main shape. Okay, and it's really a very loose way of sketching. Be deliberate, be more precise in your brush strokes, and always make your brush strokes count. That's the most important thing that you can do. Okay, switching over to my bigger brush, I want to really block in the colors now. So I'm just blocking it in, and always think of your surrounding area. Okay, and now with Cad Yellow, Alizarine Red, and Titanium White, I have made this orange. So I am just sketching things out, and at the same time thinking of the main shapes of my oranges. So always move around. Now keep in mind that the background is wet, so sometimes what helps is Liquin. I always try to mix Liquin with what I'm painting. And on the left side, as you can see, there is my setup that I'm looking at, and And I must say that this project that I'm doing is an inspiration from a painting that I saw something very similar on Instagram. So I thought that this might be a really good challenge for me. So went ahead and put the still life setup in front of me, and that's what I'm painting. Okay, so just still blocking in the colors. I visualize shapes, and just to make things go a little bit faster, I block in those shapes that I'm visualizing. And I am using the plane concept. You know, the plane concept is where you look at the image and you start visualizing flat surfaces. So that is what I am doing. And as I visualize those flat surfaces, I think of my lights and my darks that I see. And that is what I block in, are my darks and my lights, along with me visualizing shapes. I hope that made sense. All right. So now I am using just titanium white to create some form to my shapes, and individualizing my fruits, and moving on to my palette knife. There we go. And just applying more paint. Okay, so flat surface of my knife, I can go ahead and just scrape the colors in. As you could see with my Ivory Black, I'm just staining the background. Okay, and then Ultramarine Blue, Alizarine Red, and a little bit of titanium white is what I'm using for this area. Again, just focusing on always correcting your drawing. So if you say anything off, you know, just make sure you go back in and correct it. Okay, so it's back and forth, isn't it? Going applying color and working on your details, and at the same time, if your drawing needs correction, you know, always go back and correct it. Okay. It just seems that my light changed a little bit. I do apologize, but I hate to stop the painting and correct that. So we'll get that taken care of in a second. But again, just apply your lights and darks, and the key thing is to just have fun. Okay, so I'm going to have you watch me paint just a little bit, and so I won't be talking, I'll just enjoy the painting process, but I think you got the idea. Okay, so now I'm working on the dark tones, and that includes the shadow, by the way, as you could see underneath this orange. I want to create and put some dark tones, and that will really help me with refining the shape, and it'll make the image stand out, won't it? So always move throughout the canvas. Never stay with one area too long. You're constantly moving from one part of the canvas to another all the time, and always go back and forth. If you need to use palette knife like I am right now, you can do that. And what I am trying to do at this point is to create those little white skin on the oranges. So as you could see on the left side, it does have a lot of that little skin that's white, so that's what I was putting. And at the same time, always correct, and I try not to stay too true to the setup. So I mean, I can go ahead and change things around, which is very exciting. Okay. So it's such a loose and fun way of painting, and I hope you're enjoying this this little tutorial, and always constantly double check again on a few things. Number one, your drawing. Number two, your value, your darks and lights. Constantly correct these two things. And then as far as color, I mean, color is usually it usually has to do with the artist's taste of color, what your likes and dislikes are. So I can't say too much about color because every artist has their own unique way of interpreting what they're seeing in front of them. So I could just say, with me, I try to get it similar, but I'm not really focused on, you know, exactness. Just I try to put my own interpretation, like you see me doing with the foreground. I mean, I'm adding a tad bit of gray over the entire thing, which will help me to you know, it'll help the perspective process of this painting. So till the very end, I want to make sure that I have depth. So if you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on your notification. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy painting. Bye.